December 2008, and the government have announced that they're charging a levy to actually deliver your own waste to the landfill. It's a disgrace, and since the beginning of this week I've been trying to contact Mr. Dortolino, the director of the company, for his comments.
Persona cuando llama ha rechazado llamada ID 10. The party you're calling has rejected your call ID 10.
The party I was calling has rejected my call, so I guess Mr. Dortolino won't be on the show this Sunday. That's unfortunate. It breaks my heart to see how things change and how quickly they change and how quickly people disregard any respect for the natural habitat that we live around. This is the beginning of a nightmare that's going to happen all over the island. And every time I see it, I think to myself, is this really progress for our children? Is this really the best island solution? I really do wonder. This is it. This is our weighbridge. What should be for checks and balances to actually estimate what's coming onto the landfill is really now being used to implement a tariff on how much waste goes into this landfill. For 8 guilders 50, which is no small fee for local people, unfortunately, other than the weighbridge, really not much effort, as far as I can see, has been made to recycle or to separate the waste in such a way that we could alleviate the cost of bringing it here. Garden waste, for example, can be quite useful to a landfill, and those things shouldn't be charged for. These are some of the issues that we have to face as we start changing the way we deal with our rubbish here, not just on Bonaire, but also in all the BES islands, in fact the Antilles. £8 guilders 50 to drop your household waste at the landfill, or absolutely free if you want to leave it at the side of the road. With the tariff barely days implemented, this is a common sight all over the island, and it's going to get worse. How much does it cost the government to come and clear all this rubbish where it's left all through the Mundi? And it's not an option that you can blame the people for. They just don't have the funds for it. People who live in the Mundi and don't even have a regular garbage collection are now charged to drop their household waste. If this is forethought, then I'm really doubtful of our future. This crater here, this ugly hole in the ground, is one of many that are appearing all over the island of Bonaire. It gives basic material for building houses, foundations, often taken without any kind of license or permission. The after effects can be devastating, not just for the water drainage, but also because of the insect life that it starts to give habitat to. It's nearly 2 years since we made that first film about the landfill, and perhaps now it's time to re-evaluate the situation. The mismanagement of this island's landscape and what it has to offer results in this. Poorly thought out, lack of forethought, enables people to just throw rubbish here. The water now, as you can probably see in the film, is starting to stagnate. The heavy weed deoxygenating it, and of course giving a fantastic habitat to insect life that we really don't want here. Why it was excavated, well, that's one question. What we should do about it is certainly an answer that we need to find, and fairly quickly, if we're going to resolve the problems, which in my opinion could certainly be attributing to the chronic illnesses that people are continually suffering from here on the island. Flu, which is a broadscape word for many, many different illnesses, which can be directly attributed to the mismanagement of the habitat that we live in. The strange thing is about Mother Nature is you never really get too far away from it. Those holes that we just filmed there are feeding this POS with water. Water that nowadays is used for agriculture, but in some cases also for feeding livestock. The direct consequence of mismanagement like this is surely, it will be felt, there's no doubt about that. And it seems to me absolutely ludicrous that other people don't see this. It's tragic the way we rip the earth up. We're stood here in the heart of Bonaire, in what was once a productive Kanuku, giving space to agriculture and people land to live on. This Hotel Bonaire once stood as a proud monument to our tourism industry, now only scars our landscape. And here is an invitation to all the short-sighted politicians that made this possible. Why don't you bring your children here to play in the future? They'll love you for it. We're standing on the grounds of the LVV, that's the Department for Agriculture and Fisheries. And it's a real fantastic example of what can be done if there's a little bit of effort and planning given. A lot of people that come to this island consider the land infertile and incapable of producing anything. And it clearly shows that it can be produced, and efficiently. Sadly, the LVV is one of the most underfunded departments of the government. Mondari, can I speak to Mr. Dortolino, please?
No, Dortolino is not here at the moment.
Oh, he's not there at the moment?
No, he went for vacation.
He went on vacation this morning? Oh, any idea when he'll return?
Next year.
Next year? Okay, thank you very much. So, that's Mr. Dortolino, who unfortunately didn't get back to me and was invited onto the show to give his comments. We'll see if we can find one of the other people who represent the environment to see if we can get them on the show. But it looks very much at this moment in time as if everybody is taking a backward step from their announcement that we should pay to go on the landfill.